It's another one. Kutoka kwa SKzaz.
Hello viewer, it is my hope that you're doing well. I'm doing well. Today I welcome you to learn with me on the topic of habits. It is said that we are our habits. My dear friend, you're your habits. You're what you repeatedly do every other day. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? What do you do after you get home from work? That, my friend, is your identity. All of us have something they want to do. All of us have something they want to achieve in the near future. All of us have something they would want to change now or in the near future. But now, how do we achieve that change that we have always wanted to achieve? If we do not work on our habits, we are in the habit of taking selfies, for example. All of us like good selfies. Why? Because you would want to share nice photos with your friends. But how do you get a nice photo? You just won't get your best shot. With the first touch, you take one, you take two, you take many shots. Eventually, you come up with the best shot. That's a habit. You take one photo, two photos, three photos, many photos. You get the best. How do we form habits? How do we change our habits? Nowadays we are talking of healthy habits, healthy spending. Nowadays we are talking of healthy lifestyles. How do you make your lifestyle healthy? Check your habits. How do we make our financial life healthy? Check your spending habits. If you're spending more than you earn, then you have to do something about your habit. However small that habit of spending is to you, you have to do something about it. You want to cut weight? Then there are some habits that you must change, be it in your diet, be it in your exercise schedule. How often are you exercising? How often are you hitting the gym? How often are you hitting the road? In this talk, I'm going to quote one great author by the name James Clear. James Clear talks of tiny habits. Indeed, he calls them atomic habits. Tiny habits that will bring big changes. The problem with us is that we want instant change, instant impact. But we are not ready to put in the work. We are not ready to work on our habits. In fact, it is said that most of us are more interested in changing the habits of others and never our own. Isn't that a contradiction? We are so much focused on what others are doing. Rarely are we focused on what we are doing. So today we talk about good habits, today we talk about bad habits. James Clear, my favorite author, talks about good habits carrying a cost in the present, bad habits carrying a cost in the future. If today I decide to work on my weight, then I must surely work on what I take. If I'm taking a burger every evening as I come from work, that may not reflect on my weight immediately, but surely that small habit of taking a burger will have an impact on my weight sooner than later. If I form a habit of watching television late into the night, then surely that habit will impact on my productivity at work the following day. However tiny that is, that will affect my chances of getting that promotion that I've been yearning for. That will affect my chances of growing career-wise. Tiny habit. It's a tiny habit with a very big cost. The cost is in the future. My dear viewer, depending on what they are, our habits will either make us or break us. Like I said, we are what we repeatedly do. Every every action that you take, James Clear says, it's like a vote for the type of person you want to become. You want that figure, then check your actions, your habits, your routines. A habit is a routine. In fact, a habit is an action that we continuously do. The extent that we can even do it automatically. Like when you wake up, you brush your teeth, you make your bed, you make it a habit. Sometimes you even do it automatically. When you get to bed in the evening, maybe you say a prayer automatically because it has become part of your habit. Self-improvement is a habitual process. If you want to improve your life, then you must make it a habit. Make it a habit to learn every day. Make it a habit to add to your knowledge every day. Read. Make it a habit of reading. They said that Africans are not so good at reading and so on. But I want to believe that now that has changed. Lots of us are reading. What are you reading today, my dear friend? Are you just there? There's coronavirus, pandemic, and all that. We have all the time. What are you doing with your time? What habit have you formed? What habit are you working on? Make it a habit to self-improve. Learn something new every other day. You have always wanted to become a musician. Kawaida unasema hauna wakati because your schedule has been so tight. Now you have all the time. And by the way, saying that you have no time is also a habit. Some of us are in the habit of saying that I do not have time for this, I do not have time for that, I have a very busy day, I have a long day every day. That is not always the case. You can always create time. All of us have 1,440 minutes every day. Take 2 minutes of that time every day. Learn something new. Take 2 minutes. Work on that habit that you're working on.
Au vipi baadaye